Star Citizen 3.20 is available on the Public Test Universe, or PTU, and it will be probably coming soon to live. So, everybody else is talking about, you know, features, update, what it entails, etc. I'm not gonna do that. I would rather tell you what it feels like. And I'm not gonna cover much Persistent Universe, but I figured I'd cover the biggest touting feature, the Arena Commander. Now, the Arena Commander has received quite a significant revamp for the 3.20, and rightfully so. It was long overdue, nobody actually played it. But when it comes to the modes, we have gotten loads of different modes, so I'm gonna tell you roughly a little bit about each and one of them and tell you what my experiences are and what can you expect. First, we've got a classic race. It should feature up to 8 players, and it's basically a racing in the world of Star Citizen with various maps. Honestly, I've tried it 2-3 times. I was only able to get one opponent, probably due to the nature of the PTU. People are testing the newer modes like, I don't know, Pirate Swarm, Vandal Swarm, Tank Royale, sorry, not Tonk Royale as they initially said, etc. However, the classic race felt pretty decent. Don't get me wrong, I'm a total noob when it comes to racing, and I don't have a good racer. I have my humble Origin GrunfWorks 315P, which is an exploration vessel, so hardly a racer. However, the race felt kind of interesting. It gave me that vibe of typical, you know, arcade racers. I'm not gonna say Super Mario Kart, well, that's not happening. But yeah, and it felt kind of, controls felt kind of tight, although flying in a decoupled mode really, really put my skills to the test, which were really, like I said, an abomination to everything. So, but overall, classic race feels kind of good, and when I was racing on this desert map, Yadar Valley, I felt it was kind of fun. I had even one competitor, and obviously they beat me straight. However, it was a fun experience to try out and fly, so I'm definitely going to be practicing it a lot more, despite the fact that I can totally and utterly suck at it. Okay, so let's talk control. Control I've actually tried, and it's basically a team, you know, PvP, where you have 2 squads pitting against each other for the control over something like Battlefield, where you go and control some points and take at stake, etc. This one felt like a genuine FPS. I mean, don't get me wrong, the controls are still not as tight as they would be, let's say, in like games like Doom or, you know, dedicated first-person shooters. However, I felt the overall gameplay quite, you know, interesting and enjoyable. And obviously, people might, you know, want to compare it. How does it compare to Starfield GrunfWorks? Well, honestly, it's a little bit lacking in the department. However, you have to consider the size, the scale, the fact that Star Citizen is really a simulation world rather than, you know, a game, like a space game. So that's something that people typically confuse. So, in my opinion, Control is very nice, played well, could use some improvements so that the gunplay feels a little bit, you know, tighter, a little bit more, you know, adrenaline pumping. However, the maps were pretty solid, and I actually like the overall experience overall. Then we come to Free Flight, and honestly, I mean, this is basically an ideal mode where you can just come in, choose your ship, and get accustomed to controls, test out your various controller setups. For example, I have a Thrustmaster T-HOTAS 4, so nothing like, you know, as complex as HOTAS Warthog or anything else. However, this, I think, does the job for me. So when it comes to Free Flight, I was using that one to actually figure out how I'm gonna map my buttons, how I'm gonna tighten up my control, setting up dead zones and whatever, to just make sure that your experience when flying a ship is the best you can be. Then we come to the Pirate Swarm. Oh boy. That one is a total melee. It's like a skirmish, it's like a mishiver, I don't know what to call it. However, you and 4 other players are playing co-op against an increasingly swarm of pirates, bigger and bigger. And towards the end, I think you even combat a Idris frigate, because a pirate Idris frigate comes and then you really have to take it down. Overall, I found the gameplay quite fun. I'm still getting used to the controls since this is a simulation, so it was a little bit more jousting rather than dogfight. However, the controls felt good. Controlling the ship, how the thrusters and everything, switching between weapons felt tight, and overall a really fun and enjoying experience. And as you can tell, I was able to complete it. I've unlocked the badge. Yeah. When it comes to the master modes, Vandul Swarm, that one honestly I haven't played. I have to try it out. I mean, guys, those of you who have tried it out, let me know what it is and how it is in the comments below. I will be playing it a little bit more, but I figured I wanted to get this video out to you guys. Then we're gonna talk master modes free flight. Basically same as free flight, but experiencing with setting up master modes, how they behave, navigation and reverse. Obviously for me the biggest takeaway was how easily you can pass out. Really, I was taking my 315p and basically just blasted through the map. I think it was the Broken Star map, and when I tried to pull a hold right, I just literally passed out, and well, things happen. I think when it comes to this limited vehicles, what it says for the master modes, that is you can only fly the Gladius and not any other. So yeah, sorry, correction. So in master modes, both of them, only one ship is available currently, and it is the Gladius. The fighter is great. I love it. I enjoy flying with it, and I would really be interested to see how the other fighters and ship and craft perform. However, when it comes to testing out the master modes, well, Gladius is the way to go today. Then we're gonna be talking Tank Royale. It's basically head-to-head PvP in the tanks, and oh boy. You're given a Nova tank, I think, and then you go inside and you drive the tank around. Now, this is the mode that I actually have a little bit of beefy, because honestly, tanks feel like, rubber duckies, the one you squeeze and it goes like because every time you come across anything like a rock and everything, your tank starts jumping as if it was made out of rubber, literally. I don't know, we can call it condom tanks or whatever, because you're just happily bouncing around like anybody's ding dong. I mean, seriously, what the hell. However, regardless of that, manning the turret and being able to aim and everything felt kind of, laggy, slow. However, I do understand that these tanks have massive turrets and that they should be a little bit laggy, and that's fine. I'm okay with it, and that would be perfectly okay if the bottom tracks felt a little bit more meaty, where they would actually feel like you're running on a tank rather than on a rubber ducky. Yeah, so, but all in all, I would say once this gets ironed out, the mode will be pretty satisfying, and especially when they put in more different types of tanks, because currently you have only one. However, it's a good base. It clearly needs a lot of work, but I do like what I'm seeing, presumably that they do fix the rubber issue. Gun Rush, guys, this is the mode that actually I've enjoyed quite a lot, and I'm not saying like a... So if the control mode was a little bit more, quirky, team-based, this one just was head-to-head, all-out, fashion-style arena, killing, and you're getting a new gun every time you kill somebody, and honestly, I thought it was loads of fun. I ended up playing that mode a lot, and I was enjoying it thoroughly, despite the fact that this is a Star Citizen and not Doom, not Starfield, not anything. I felt that this mode genuinely felt fun and engaging and really cool. So huge kudos to the devs for including this one. I'm really loving it. Then we come back to the Team Tank battle, and that's basically like Tank Royale, except it's a little less fun, and that was a little less fun because there were only few players. I assume that will be rectified once it comes to live. So, however, when it comes to this Team Tank battle, the maps are huge, which they should be because it's supposed to be 8 versus 8. But since there were not that many players, we were playing 2 versus 1 or 1 versus 2. And it was a fun shootout, for sure. The environments felt kind of a little bit basic, I would call them, and the rocks as I said in the Tank Royale, it's plagued by same problem as the Tank Royale. I've only now realized that there is a Master Mode duel, which I haven't tried. Honestly, I've just noticed the scroll bar here literally as the time of recording this video. So I'm gonna try that one, and I'm gonna try Vandal Swarm, and I'm gonna let you know what I think about it. I would really, by the way, guys, love to hear your opinions on the new Arena Commander, but when it comes to it, my thoughts are this. When it comes to ships, ship performance, how do they stack up against each other? This can only be done in a controlled environment like Arena Commander, and then you see how do the weapons stack up against each other, how do the ships stack up against each other, are some ships OP, are some other ships underpowered, too much nerf, they need a little bit of a balancing. So I think the purpose whole of this Arena Commander is to provide devs with loads of analytics in terms of that will be a huge input to balancing acts later on. So, boom, that's it. These are my opinions regarding the Arena Commander, and I'm gonna let me know what you think, and I'm gonna see you in my next video. Thanks for watching.